Have you silenced your enemies, leaving the world unable to stop talking about it? Do they watch in awe as those who try to tear you down crumble in your wake? Your strength has not only endured every challenge, but obliterated the very foundation of their attacks. You are untouchable, and they know it. What once was opposition is now silence, as your power stands tall, commanding attention and respect from all who witness it. You are the force that breaks the tide, the unstoppable surge that sweeps everything in its path. People can't stop talking about you. Your name echoes in rooms you've never set foot in, carried like a storm's roar, impossible to ignore. They speak of your strength, of the way you've risen despite every blow meant to break you. The whispers are loud, relentless, carried by those who once underestimated you, now forced to confront the undeniable. You cannot be stopped. They analyze how you move through life with an iron resolve, how each attempt to hinder you becomes nothing more than fuel for your ascent. You've turned every failure into a stepping stone, leaving behind those who faltered in your wake. Your resilience isn't just noticed, it's feared. People who never saw you coming now speak of you as if you were always destined to rise. Their words betray them, dripping with admiration and envy, because they've come to realize something. You are a force they cannot control. In every circle, your name cuts through the noise like a sharpened blade. They discuss your unshakable will as if it was something alien, something they could never possess themselves. You've made them question their own limits, forcing them to reconcile with the fact that you are not like them. The world watches as you defy expectations, bending reality to your will, leaving no room for doubt. They know that every obstacle you've conquered has only sharpened your edge, turning you into something they cannot deny, a presence so powerful it reshapes the landscape around you. You crush them with the weight of your will, leaving no doubt of your dominance. They thought they could overwhelm you, strength in numbers, but they underestimated the force that drives you. They were a storm of voices, trying to drown out your presence, a web of schemes designed to trap you in their grasp. But you stood tall, unwavering, as their fragile unity crumbled against the sheer magnitude of your resolve. Their plans, once intricately woven, unraveled at your feet, torn apart by the sheer inevitability of your victory. They speak now, recounting how a group, an organization, even a karmic family tried to tear you down. They were many, but it wasn't enough. The moment they chose to cross you, they sealed their fate. You didn't just defeat them, you annihilated every foundation they built, reducing their power to ash, leaving nothing standing but the truth of your strength. The more they tried to strike at you, the more they exposed their own weaknesses. Every blow they landed only fueled your fire, until you scorched everything they had constructed. Their failure is now legend. You turned their collective efforts into dust, not by brute force, but by sheer indifference to their attempts to destroy you. Your resilience was a mirror, reflecting their inadequacies, and now they live in the shadow of their defeat. Every conversation, every whisper carries the same undeniable truth. You cannot be broken. You, who faced an entire group intent on your destruction, now stand as the victor, while they are nothing but a footnote in the story of your triumph. Their downfall is now your legacy. You walk through the fire unscathed because your protection is not of this world. It is divine. Every attempt to break you, every force that sought to pull you down, has been met with failure, and people are stunned by the power that shields you. It's undeniable now. You are chosen. No earthly power, no weapon formed against you could breach the fortress of light that surrounds you. It is not coincidence. It is the manifestation of divine will, clear and unstoppable. They have tried over and over again to throw obstacles in your path, but each one crumbles before it can even touch you. They speak of your rise as though it defies logic, but the truth is that their disbelief comes from witnessing the sacred force that protects you. You move with the grace of one who knows that harm cannot reach them, with the certainty of someone whose fate has been written by hands beyond mortal understanding. You are not merely surviving, you are flourishing, ascending beyond the reach of those who wish to see you fall. They watch in awe because they realize they are powerless against what shields you. Every plot against you has disintegrated, their efforts reduced to dust before they could take shape. It's not just your resilience they marvel at, but the invisible hand that lifts you above the chaos. God has shown them that you are not to be touched, that you are untouchable, guided by a force so powerful it bends reality itself. You have become living proof that divine protection exists, and it terrifies them. You remain undefeated and untouched, while those who seek your downfall are left grappling with a truth they cannot deny. You are protected by something far greater than they could ever comprehend. Chosen one, this is not just a message, it's a call to step fully into what's already yours. You've been sealed by destiny, and there's no force in this world or the next that can stop what's meant for you. People don't understand your rise. They can't figure out how every attempt to pull you down only makes you stronger. It's because you've been chosen, protected by divine authority. You're not just surviving, you're thriving under the hand of God. And now it's time to take that power and wield it with purpose. That's why I created the Obsidian Inner Order, powered by Astral Atom. It's your place of activation, where chosen ones like you come to unlock the secrets of true manifestation. Inside, you'll gain access to modern manifestation mechanics, the #1 guide for chosen ones to manifest their destiny in real time. This isn't some surface-level fluff. This is the blueprint to step into your full power, sealed by divine design. You've been chosen to rise higher, and modern manifestation mechanics is how you do it. Go to patreon.com/obsidianofficial. The link is in the description. In the Inner Order, you'll connect with others who, like you, are sealed by destiny. You'll be surrounded by those who know their rise is unstoppable, and you'll have direct access to me and the creators behind Astral Atom and Obsidian. Together, we'll break free of the limitations that others try to place on us. Don't wait. You've been sealed by destiny, and this is your moment. Your words are no longer just warnings. They are the undeniable truth unfolding in front of everyone's eyes. You didn't just survive, you foresaw the storms before they even touched the horizon. The power of your prophecies, fueled by an intuition sharper than any blade, has left those who doubted you standing in awe. Every caution you spoke has materialized with relentless precision, each event playing out exactly as you predicted. They wanted to dismiss your insight as coincidence, but the truth you saw has now become their reality, a reality they can no longer ignore. They see it now. You are not merely connected to the world around you, but to something far deeper, far more ancient. Your spiritual connection runs through the core of existence itself, and it is through this that you've spoken the truths they refused to accept. When they ignored you, when they laughed at the possibilities you laid before them, they didn't realize they were dismissing the very forces that shape their world. Now the evidence is undeniable. The things you foretold, once considered impossible, have become their lived experience. People speak of your words with reverence now, trying to understand how you saw what they were blind to. Every prophecy you uttered has struck with the precision of lightning, shocking them into recognition. You've become a figure they can't dismiss, a presence they must now consult, because your voice has proven to be not just one among many, but the one that carries weight. The future you predicted has arrived, and they are left grappling with the realization that you, with your unmatched insight, have a power they cannot hope to possess. You have shown them that to ignore you is to ignore truth itself. You've witnessed their collapse, a karmic reckoning unfolding for all to see. Those who once moved against you, the group that tried to pull you down into their pit of envy and malice, now stand exposed in the harsh light of their own downfall. The public eye has shifted its focus from you to them, and the very people who mocked you are now the subject of ridicule. They, who once thrived on tearing you down, are being devoured by the very mockery they once weaponized against you. Their whispered conspiracies and petty schemes have crumbled into dust, and the same voices that joined them in laughter have turned their backs. The world that once echoed with their attempts to undermine you is now buzzing with their disgrace. It's a spectacle, a reversal so stark that it burns in their minds. You, once their target, remain standing, while their empire of lies and deceit lies shattered at their feet. Now, as they try to crawl out of the rubble, They're greeted by nothing but scorn. They had aimed their arrows at you, only to find that the force they launched rebounded, knocking them from their pedestal. People talk openly now. The ones who once aligned with your karmic adversaries are backing away, ashamed of their association. The tables have turned with such brutal certainty that it almost seems poetic. Their collapse is not quiet. It is loud and humiliating, a downfall that has the world buzzing. The same crowds that once joined them in laughter now laugh at them, their whispered mockery amplified and returned with a vengeance. The joke, once on you, has spun on its axis and landed squarely in their laps. You stand untouched, while they scramble in the wreckage of their own making, left to choke on the dust of their own karma. Their rituals, their spell work, their sacrifices, none of it touched you. What was meant to unravel your existence has backfired with a force they never anticipated. They gathered their dark intentions, twisted their energies, believing they could weave your downfall with incantations and blood offerings. But every word spoken in secret, every sacrifice made in the shadows has turned on them. Instead of binding you, they became entangled in their own webs, trapped by the very forces they sought to command. You remain untouched, untouchable, as their dark magic dissolves like smoke against the immovable wall of your strength. People are watching, amazed. They see how you walk, unscathed, through a storm that should have consumed you. There is no denying now. You are beyond their reach. Their spells, once whispered with such conviction, fell like brittle leaves, crumbling before they could land. The sacrifices made to weaken you have done nothing but fuel your rise, turning every curse into an unstoppable surge of your own power. Those who once believed they could manipulate forces against you now stand exposed. The world is beginning to see their desperation, the lengths they went to in order to bring you down, and how utterly they failed. The public whispers of their downfall grow louder as the veil is lifted from their deceit. What was meant to remain hidden now shines under the harsh light of truth, and people are astonished at how everything they threw at you fell flat, reversed, or exploded in their faces. They sacrificed so much, but all they gained was their own undoing, while you stand, elevated by the very energy they hoped would destroy you. Their failure is complete, while your resilience shines as a beacon they cannot extinguish. You have always been the real thing, undeniable in your authenticity. Every attempt to mimic your energy, every effort to steal your light, has failed spectacularly. The truth has come crashing down on those who thought they could imitate your power, who thought they could pretend to be you. Their false fronts have shattered, revealing the hollow imitations they always were, and now the world sees them for what they are, pale shadows trying desperately to mimic the brilliance that is uniquely yours. You've never needed to prove yourself. Your strength speaks for itself. While others scrambled to replicate your essence, they couldn't even grasp the source of it. They tried to copy your moves, your presence, your energy, but it was like chasing smoke. Their attempts to downplay your power only amplified the truth, because the more they tried to diminish you, the more your light burned through the cracks of their facade. Now, those who doubted you can no longer look away from your radiance. They see you shining, brighter than ever, standing in the truth of who you are. The frauds are exposed, their masks falling one by one, and the public watches, finally understanding the depth of your authenticity. Your power is not something that can be copied, not something that can be diluted or stolen. It's raw, undeniable, and all your own. What they try to imitate, you embody without effort. And now, as they stumble, scrambling to keep up with the reality of your strength, you rise even higher. The world can no longer deny it. You are the real deal, and nothing they do can diminish the brilliance you carry. Your light, your power is irrefutable, leaving the imitators fading into the shadows where they belong. You've silenced them, stripped them of the power they thought they held. Your haters, once so loud in their whispered schemes, are now mute, swallowed by the weight of their own humiliation. They conspired, worked in the dark, weaving plans meant to destroy you, but their efforts collapsed under the pressure of your resilience. Every move they made, every attempt to cut you down, has been exposed as futile, and now they stand speechless, paralyzed by the public display of their defeat. They thought they could break you, but instead they've broken themselves. The noise they created, the rumors, the slander, has died down into an eerie silence. It's not that they've given up. They're too ashamed to speak. The world sees them now, exposed, their plans unraveling in plain view. Their failure is laid bare for all to witness, and the people they once tried to sway against you are now the same ones who laugh at their downfall. The whispers they spread to undermine your reputation now haunt them, as everyone watches the truth unfold. You are unstoppable. They plotted in secret, believing they could erode your strength without anyone noticing, but you've turned the tide. Their voices, once filled with venom, are now echoes of a failed rebellion. You didn't just survive their attacks, you thrived in spite of them, and that has left them powerless, scrambling for relevance in a world that no longer listens to their lies. Your triumph is their silence, and the absence of their words is more deafening than any insult they could have thrown at you. They are muted, and you, untouched by their attempts, stand tall, victorious, with their failures as the quiet proof of your dominance. Judgment has swept through like a storm, leaving no doubt about the consequences of their actions. Those who conspired to destroy you, who thought they could bend fate to their will, are now crumbling under the weight of their own karma. Their lives, once structured by schemes and hidden agendas, are unraveling piece by piece. Every trap they set for you has become a pitfall for them, their plans collapsing like a house of cards built on lies and arrogance. You, however, stand untouched by the chaos they've unleashed upon themselves. As their world falls apart, yours continues to rise, fortified by a strength they couldn't grasp. Every attempt they made to pull you down only propelled you higher, and now, as their empire of deceit burns to ash, you remain victorious. Their downfall is not just personal, it's public, and everyone sees the truth. Where they once walked with smug confidence, they now stumble, weighed down by the consequences of their actions. People whisper about their demise, acknowledging the divine judgment that has struck so clearly. You warned them, through your actions, through your endurance, that their attacks would lead them nowhere. But they refused to see it. Now they are drowning in the very chaos they tried to send your way. Their lives are fraying at the edges, undone by their own hands, while you remain elevated, shielded by the strength they underestimated. The contrast is stark and undeniable. While they are consumed by the storm they created, you rise above, untouchable and stronger than ever. Your victory isn't just survival. It's a testament to the forces that have always worked in your favor. The judgment is final, and the world sees it clearly. You are not just standing, you are soaring, while they are left to watch their own undoing. Your protection runs deeper than any earthly force. From the moment you entered this world, your ancestors stood as sentinels, surrounding you with their unbreakable shield. Their spirits, ancient and unyielding, have woven a barrier of power around you, a force so strong that no enemy could ever hope to penetrate it. Every attempt to harm you, to drag you down into their chaos, has crumbled against this invisible wall, shattered by the strength of those who came before you. Your purpose is divine, written in the stars long before you took your first breath, and your ancestors have ensured that no mortal hand could ever rewrite that destiny. Their energy flows through your veins, an unbroken chain of protection that amplifies your power and makes you untouchable. Every time someone tried to undermine you, to twist your path, they ran headfirst into a force beyond their comprehension. They didn't know who they were challenging. They thought they were attacking you, but they were fighting a lineage that has endured, that has seen lifetimes of struggle and triumph, and emerged stronger for it. Their every failure is proof of the ancestral protection that surrounds you. What they threw at you, the lies, the sabotage, the betrayal, none of it even left a mark. Your ancestors stood in their way, absorbing the blows meant for you, sending that energy back to its source with greater force. They walk with you, each step fortified by the wisdom and strength of generations. Their presence is the reason your enemies have failed so completely, their efforts dissolving into nothing before they could touch you. You move through life with an unshakable purpose, not because of luck, but because you are guided by forces too powerful for any enemy to challenge. Those who sought to interfere with your divine path now see the truth. They cannot touch what is divinely protected, cannot destroy what has been forged in the fires of ancestral power. The more they tried to break you, the more you rose, lifted by the unseen hands of your ancestors, who have always known what you are destined for. They fought for you before you even knew the battle existed, and they will continue to guard you, making sure no one can stand in the way of your divine purpose. Your success, your rise, is inevitable because it is written into the very fabric of your being. You have shattered the very foundation of those who sought to tear you apart. Their efforts to undermine you have failed spectacularly, and now their defeat is undeniable. You stand triumphant, untouched by the chaos they attempted to unleash, while their own world crumbles. Your power is not just evident, it's etched into the minds of everyone who watches you rise. They know they can't stop you. They can't even touch you. The whispers of your victory echo in every corner, a testament to your resilience and strength. You didn't just survive, you dominated, and now all eyes are on you, not as a victim, but as a force to be reckoned with. You have shown that no group, no scheme, no force of opposition can hold you back. Your rise is inevitable, and the world is paying attention. It's time for you to share your story. Your strength has the power to inspire others who find themselves standing against the odds. Let them hear your voice, and let them know what happens when someone tries to dim the light of those who are truly unstoppable.